tips. Alright, well, welcome back to my next bob tip video, and this time I'm going to be sharing a couple of tips with you guys. One has to do with telephone cord and the other has to do with soldering wire. Hopefully you guys like the new intro that I've made for my bob tip videos. And so I'm going to have kind of two different categories here. I'll have my regular videos which show all of my current builds and updates on those, and then my other videos will be all of my bob tips, and on those ones it'll have the bob tip intro, and of course my other videos will have my regular intro. So anyway, to get started on my first bob tip that I have, I'm going to talk to you guys about telephone wire. And as you guys know, you can pick up telephone wire anywhere. Walmart, pretty much any store that carries a lot of stuff is going to have telephone wire. I have a huge roll of it here, and this will last for a long time, you know, because you're not going to probably use a lot of it. But inside of telephone wire, there's a bunch of little tiny wires, and so all you have to do is you just take your telephone wire, take your X-Acto knife, and you're just going to want to slice off a section of it, you know, for however long you think they need to be for whatever it is that you're going to be making them with. And now you have, you know, a small section like this. The next thing you're going to want to do is just here on the end of it, you're probably just going to want to take a little bit of this outer white coating or gray coating or whatever color telephone wire that you get. You're just going to want to take maybe, you know, 1/4 of an inch of just that off. Make sure you don't cut into your wires that are on the inside. And if you just take your X-Acto knife and just kind of roll it on the telephone wire, you will get a little bit of a cut on it there. And then once you get a little bit of a cut, then you should be able to just pull all of those wires right out of it. And inside of there you have a yellow, you have green, white, blue, red, and black. So you have a lot of color options there to mess with. I've actually painted some of these or used a Sharpie on them to get them a different color if I wanted them. But you know, they're a little too thick for ignition wires. But you can use them for, you know, wiring if you're going to have an audio system in your car. They're great for the big, thick wiring for that. They're good for different types of wiring underneath the engine. They would work for probably like vacuum hoses, you know, maybe just lines for like your water and coolant, or your, you know, just, I don't know, there's all kinds of different options you guys can do with these different things. And so I figured I would share this with you guys. I know some of you guys may not know about it. Some of you guys probably already do. I've been using, you know, these for all different kinds of stuff in my builds. And so I just wanted to share that with you guys. You can pick up a huge roll of telephone wire for really cheap. I've had this for a long time. I don't even remember how much I paid for it. It's been probably, 2 or 3 years ago that I bought it. And you can still see that I have a ton of it left over here. So, you know, it's an inexpensive way to get some wiring to use for different stuff. It's a lot cheaper than going to the hobby store and buying a little bit of wire, and then you have a whole bunch that you can use for all your future projects. So hopefully that will help you guys out with some of your wiring needs, and you'll be able to use that to help enhance some of your work. The next thing that I wanted to share with you guys is a tip on soldering wire. And soldering wire is actually very useful for a lot of different things. It's basically just this silver looking metal wire. I picked this stuff up at the Home Depot. You can get it at Hobby Lobby, Ace Hardware. You know, pretty much any kind of hardware store is going to have this stuff. I even think Walmart carries it. They just don't carry the thicker gauge stuff. It's the really small stuff. But no, this stuff is really good for all kinds of different projects. I have a couple of different sizes here. This first one is a 1.6 millimeter is the diameter on this stuff. I have the lead-free kind. It's the 8 ounce. solder, and both of these solders are the 8-ounce. This one is pretty thin, as you can see, compared to the telephone wire. You know, it's pretty thin. But this stuff is great. This size is great for making your own custom headers. It's perfect for the size of where your headers would go inside of the block. It's great for that, and you can just make your own headers, make each little piece, and then you bring them together at the, at the end. So this stuff is really good for that. It's extremely easy to bend, as you can see. I mean, no effort at all to bend it. It will just go whatever direction you want it to do, and you don't have to worry about it, you know, bending out of shape really bad, because it will hold. However you bend it, it's going to hold that bend. So it's really great stuff for making headers. You know, and I'm sure there's all kinds of stuff you could do with that. This other one that I have, and I apologize because I do not know what the gauge is on this one. It's not marked on here anywhere. It's just the 8-ounce, half-pound, 227 grams, which I think is just how much is there. But, you know, it's thicker than this 1.6 millimeter, quite a bit thicker. Matter of fact, it's almost as thick as this telephone wire is. You know, probably 3/4 the thickness. And this particular size is great for making your own custom exhaust systems. It's perfect for coming off of the header and then just running all the way to the back of the car. It's great for that. I've also used it to make custom piping for turbos inside of your car. If you're going to run all the piping to the intercooler and from your turbos and into your intakes and everything, this is perfect for that. Again, it's a little bit thicker, so it's a little harder to bend, but not that hard at all. And it keeps shape perfectly and does everything that you need it to do. It already has that metal finish look to it, so you don't have to worry about trying to make it look like metal, because, you know, it is metal. So anyway, that's what I use for custom exhausts, custom headers, and custom intake systems. I just use that soldering wire, and it does really good. So hopefully, again, like I said, these 2 tips will help you guys out. Maybe let you guys do some custom work that you've been wanting to do and just couldn't figure out how to. I know that this is a real inexpensive way to do some stuff. You know, these little soldering wires, you know, you might pay $2 for each one of these. You know, and it's really expensive. There's a lot on here, and you can just keep using it and using it. Really cheap way than having to, you know, go buy some metal tubing or something. You're not going to get that much. So anyway, hopefully that will help you guys out, and stay tuned for my next bob tip.